everyone, it's Cal for Magpie 24/7 and I hope it's all good. So, full time at St James's Park, Newcastle United 1, Manchester City 1 in probably Newcastle's best performance since the opening day versus Southampton, to be fair. A really good performance in a game where Man City could probably look back and say they're lucky to take a point. In all fairness, I think we had the better run of the chances throughout the game. We started really well, really quick. The starting 11 was as expected, given Isak was out. I was thinking in the build-up, is it one of them where Eddie Howe's lying because he does that in press conferences with his injuries, but yeah, Gordon led the line, and the whole war flags thing at the start was brilliant for him as well. Talks to him signing a new long-term contract at St James's, and I think it was a big performance for him the day. Obviously not playing in his correct position, he usually plays out on the left or sometimes on the right, but up front he led the line well. He was a good press. There was a couple of times where Jacob Murphy put a great cross into the box and no one was there. Maybe a focal point would have been good there, but I think leading from the front and having that bit of press, putting Man City, putting Edison under pressure a few times as well. So yeah, it was a really good performance from Gordon. But in all, a excellent point for Newcastle, really. I predicted it, actually. I didn't predict it online or anything like that. Just speaking with friends and stuff, I says 1-1. Hoping for, like, in a good way. Hopefully 1-1, and Gordon getting a goal as well. But yeah, fantastic. It was good to see. Good to see we play well, because obviously I think Fulham last week was like, right, that's how he is, need to wake the fuck up. But yeah, it was a good result, and one person I did want to praise and celebrate from today's performance is Dan Burn. I thought that was his best performance in a black and white shirt. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. To put into perspective, Erling Haaland has got 10 goals this season. He's scored 2 hat-tricks. And the man is absolutely rampant in front of goal at the minute, and we limited him to 1/2 chance, and that was because of how well Dan Burn played. Like, obviously if you followed the channel last season, you'd know I critiqued Dan Burn to fuck. I thought at left back he's absolutely useless, but I always maintained that at centre back he could always do a job for Newcastle, and that's coming in now. I feel, where he's been played centre back and he's playing really well at centre back. Erling Haaland didn't have a sniff today, and that was because of how well the Blythe Gladiator, shall we call him, played. He was absolutely brilliant. He really was. Man of the match for me, for sure. Dan Burn. Another one would have been Lewis Hall. I was surprised to see him start, actually, because obviously in possession he has lost a bit of possession sometimes, against Southampton and a couple of games here and there, where he loses possession easily, but he didn't have that today. He was really good, and Bernardo Silva, who he was up against, didn't really have it wasn't really a threat at all. So, you know, it was a really good performance from Lewis Hall. And yeah, in all, a really good point for Newcastle. I was really happy. Like I mentioned, I was happy with Gordon, happy with Burn, and happy with Lewis Hall. They were my 3 standouts. Tonali as well. Well, what a fucking player he is! Like, against a quality team like Man City, and I know they don't have Rodri, and I know they don't have De Bruyne in that starting 11, but Man City still have one hell of a midfield. So for me to see performance like that, where he really grew into the game and he got stronger and he was pushing and back and forth with Jack Grealish, which was good to see. Just a bit of bite in the midfield, because I'm not critiquing Longstaff in any way, but you could tell Tonali was not on the field when he went off, and obviously literally, yeah, of course, but in terms of his presence and in terms of what he brings to the table, because Longstaff could have scored for his first touch of the ball, and he puts it wide, but obviously I think that place has got to be Tonali's now, and I think he's proven more than enough to be in that team. And obviously Longstaff hasn't been too bad for the start of the season, but you can tell there's just the different levels of player, and that's not disrespecting Sean. Like, obviously he's been a good mainstay in Newcastle's midfield for a long time now, so So yeah, but Tonali comes in for me from now on a permanent basis. But really good performance. It was nice to see Newcastle get back into the swing of things and actually press and try and show that urgency and that just that the way you'd expect an Eddie Howe team to play, really. So yeah, in all, really happy with the performance from Newcastle. Good point, and obviously we've got Wimbledon on the Tuesday night. So hopefully, with it being changed to St James's Park because of the flooding at Wimbledon's ground over the last week or so, is made that to postpone and obviously move it a week. But obviously we'll go into that in a good bit of form after the Man City results. So hopefully we can get through the next round and then we'll have Chelsea. But yeah, good performance from Newcastle. Get your comments in. Let us know what you